Some birders look at the beak, others at the pattern on the back, but sometimes the easiest clue is right under your nose, or in this case, right under your feathers. Bright orange legs. They flash like tiny sunset lights across the shore. And once you notice them, you can't unsee them. Today we're following the birds that wear orange boots, the shorebirds that stand out against the sand. From the rocky coast of the mangroves of the Florida Keys, these colorful leg travelers are easy to love and surprisingly easy to tell apart once you know what to look for. So let's start with the undisputed king of orange legs, the Ruddy Turnstone. Short, stocky, and full of personality, these birds look like they're dressed for a black and white party with a splash of orange flair. You'll often find them flipping seaweed and shells with their short, wedge-shaped bills. That's where they get their name, Turnstone. Their legs are brilliant orange year-round, even when their chestnut breeding colors fade. In the Florida Keys, they're one of the most reliable winter visitors, wandering docks, beaches, and rocky edges like tiny scavengers on a mission. Next up, the beloved piping plover, a bird so small and round it looks like a sand-colored cotton ball with eyes. Their legs are pale orange-yellow, but in bright sunlight they glow a rich tangerine hue. Unlike turnstones though, piping plovers are gentle runners, darting between the waves and open beaches. They're also one of North America's most protected shorebirds, nesting right in the sand, which is why you'll often see roped off areas or signs asking people to give them space. They may be tiny, but their journey from the Great Lakes and the northern coast down to Florida every year is huge. Then there's the Semipalmated Plover, one of the most common migrants to the Florida Keys and the Gulf Coast. Think of them as the piping plover's darker cousin. A crisp brown back, a single bold black neck band, and those same yellow-orange legs. They're curious, quick, and full of energy, often feeding right alongside sandpipers on tidal flats. The semi-palmated name means their toes are partially webbed, an adaptation that helps them walk through soft mud without sinking. Have you ever walked through these mud flats and gotten your sandals stuck inside the mud and you can't get it out? Like, you can get your foot out, but you can't get your sandal out. That's happened to me one time. I was walking through mud flats and I didn't know how deep it was, and my leg went all the way down, up to my calf, almost to my knee, and I could barely get my leg out. I thought I was gonna die in quicksand, and my shoe was done for. My shoes were just gone. It was over. So yeah, so maybe if my toes were semi-palmated, that wouldn't have happened. Anyways, they're small but tough, traveling thousands of miles from the Arctic tundra all the way to South America. Now, if you're birding Florida's coast in the winter, especially after a strong cold front, keep an eye out for a rare visitor, the Purple Sandpiper. These hardy birds normally breed in the Arctic and winter on rocky Atlantic shores up north. But once in a while, one finds its way south to the Florida Keys. They're chunky little sandpipers with slate gray feathers that shine purple in the sunlight. And yes, those same bright orange legs that pop up against the rocks, they love to cling to. Seeing one in the Keys, though, is a real treat. A reminder that migration doesn't always follow the map. And every once in a while, a sharp-eyed birder might spot something even more rare than a purple sandpiper. They might spot something like a common ringed plover or a ruff. Both of these are Eurasian visitors, but they do occasionally wander into North America. I believe we had one last year in Palm Beach County. The ringed plover almost looks identical to the semi-palmated, but with a slightly different call and yes, those bright orange legs. And the ruff, a flashy species known for its colorful breeding plumage, can somehow show deep orange and reddish legs through the breeding season. Spotting one in the Keys would be a birder's dream. And then there's one orange-legged bird that really steals the show, the black skimmer. Gliding low over the surf with that unmistakable bright orange and black bill and matching legs. Skimmers don't peck or probe like most waders though. They slice through water with their lower bill to catch fish, skimming the surface in one graceful motion. I really love watching black skimmers go across the water. I don't know about you, but I really love to watch it. It's just the coolest looking thing ever. It's like they perfectly glide over the water to where their bill just skims the water, and it's like they just do it so like I said, like so gracefully. It's so cool to watch. Sometimes you might see a flock resting on the beach with their bright orange legs and bills like a line of glowing embers at sunset. They're one of the most iconic beach birds in Florida. Elegant, social, and unmistakable. So why do they all have orange legs? Well, leg color in shorebirds often come from carotenoid pigments, the same natural compounds that make flamingos pink. It's a subtle signal of health and breeding condition. And while the exact shade can shift with season, birds like turnstones, purple sandpipers, and skimmers keep their orange glow almost year-round. It's one of the quickest field marks to pick up on when scanning a mixed flock along the shoreline. Look for movement first, a bobbing, running shape, then a flash of color below. In the Florida Keys, these orange-legged species share space with shorebirds that have black, yellow, and pinkish legs, so they really stand out when you see one. Learning to spot the difference can turn a confusing flock into a pattern that suddenly makes sense. It's one of those birding skills that sneaks up on you. One day they all look the same, and the next day, you're identifying turnstones, plovers, sandpipers, and skimmers, just like old friends. So the next time you're walking on the beach at low tide, take a closer look at those legs. The bright orange legs of a Ruddy Turnstone, piping plover, or even a black skimmer aren't just for show. They're clues to stories that stretch from the Arctic Circle all the way to the Caribbean, and once you start seeing them, you'll never see the shore the same way again. Thanks for watching this episode of Florida Bird Stories. Don't miss the next video about shorebirds with black legs, where we'll meet the stealthy sandpipers and plovers dressed in sleek black dark waders.